Okay, hello everyone. I am Swati Pramitha from EK class. In this video, I want to share a discussion about the implementation of digital literacy in English language learning with the local wisdom as a topic of learning. So, in the previous video, I shared the topic of integrating virtual cultural tours into English language learning. And this time, I want to share again about an activity that uses local wisdom as a topic of learning. And then before I start to explain that, I want to tell you why using local wisdom is good for our class, our teaching and learning class. So, local culture-based language learning is an approach that integrates local cultural elements into English language learning materials and methods. This approach aims to make learning more contextual and relevant for students, and so that they can more easily understand and master English by relating it into the culture they are familiar with. Okay, let's talk about the activity. Next slide, please. So the name of the activity is using folklore to improve students' English language skills to build characters also. Okay, I think all of you will think this is a very common activity that teacher usually use in the class, but what things that make it different is here I suggest using several digital platforms that provide access to folklore from various cultures, including Indonesia. Then, before we discuss to the digital platforms, now I want to explain why this activity is good, interesting, communicative, interactive, and exciting for students. Briefly, this activity gives three great benefits for students. The first one is students can learn English while staying connected to their local culture. The second is through various activities, students can improve their listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. And then the last is local stories provide a familiar and relevant context, and then it makes language learning more meaningful and interesting. So this approach not only improves students' English language skills at the same time, but also enriches their knowledge of local cultural heritage, forming a sense of pride and appreciation for their own culture. Okay, next slide. Now I share the steps of learning if we want to use this activity. Okay, so let's say we use Malin Kundang story as the material, and the learning step will be the first story introduction. So in the story introduction, the teacher introduces the story Malin Kundang in simple English, in easy understand language. And then the second use pictures or short videos to help students understand so they can imagine what the story is. The second is story reading. So in this step, the teacher reads the story of Malin Kundang in English, and then the students read together or in small groups. The third is character and storyline discussion. So in this phase, students discuss the main characters and plot of the story with the teachers as the guidelines or as the guidance. And then use trigger questions such as, what kind of person is Malin Kundang? And then why did Malin Kundang turn into stone? What is the reason? Can you explain it to me? It's something like that. And then the teachers have to make sure, so students have to focus on the new vocabulary and expressions that appear in the story. And then the fourth step is role play activities. So in this activity, students form groups and reenact important scenes from the story, and then each group can choose a different scene to act out, to act in front of the class. You can do it as your creativity. And then the teacher provides a dialogue script in a simple English. And then the fifth, summary writing. In this activity, students write a summary of the Malin Kundang story in English, and then the teacher provides guidance on summary structure, such as introduction, problem identification, climax, and resolution. The sixth is art projects. In this project, students make posters. It can be posters or comics depicting the story of Malin Kundang, and they can also use several technologies in Google, in their smartphone or anything else. And then each part of the poster or comic is accompanied by a description in English. The last one, reflection and presentation. So in this activity, each group presents the results of their work in front of the class, and the other students provide feedback and discuss the moral of the story. Okay, next slide. Okay, right now we are going to learn or we discuss about the digital platform that we can use to search and find the folklore in the digital platform. So there are several digital platforms that provide access to folklore from various cultures, including Indonesia, and here are some examples. I give you 5 examples here. The first one is Cerita Rakyat Nusantara. You can access it on ceritarakyatnusantara.com. And then this platform provides various folk tales from all over Indonesia, and then each story is presented with attractive illustrations and easy to understand narration. And then the features appear in this digital platform is a collection of folk tales from various regions, and an interesting illustration for each story, and then last is the text versions and sometimes audio version. The next slide. Okay, the next digital platform is the Story Waiver. You can access it on storywaiver.org in. And then this is a global platform that provides various children's stories, including folk tales from various countries. And these stories are also available in various languages, including English. And the features contained in these digital platforms are collection of stories from around the world, stories in various languages, and the last is feature for creating and sharing stories. Wow, this is interesting, right? And then the third, next slide. The next digital platform is Word Stories. Okay, the Word Stories, you can access the Word Stories in the wordstories.org.uk. So this is a platform that provides folk tales and children's stories also from all over the world in the various languages. These stories are designed to help children learn new languages and understand other cultures. And then there are also 3 features here. The first one, stories from various cultures, available in multiple languages, and the last is audio stories to listen. And then the fourth, next slide. The next digital is Literacy Cloud. Okay, this is a platform that offers access to children's. Seems like before, Literacy Cloud focuses on children's literacy and provides various stories that can be read online. And then we can access the stories from around the world, and the stories are with illustrations, and then the pictures can be printed and you can read it offline and online. And then the last digital platform next. The last is Khan Academy Kids. You can access it on khanacademy.org/kids. Okay, this is an educational application that provides various learning materials for children, including folktales also, and presented in interactive format. And then the features are interactive stories, and then interesting illustrations and animations, and the last is stories in various languages. All digital platforms here are stories in various languages. You can access it in multiple languages, including English and Indonesian. Okay, next slide. Okay, the conclusion. So, by using these digital platforms, teachers can access various folk tales, rich in local wisdom, in local cultures, and integrate them into English language learning and in interesting and interactive way. Okay, so that's all of my presentations today. I think all of you, I wish all of you can understand what I mean, and if you have any question, just put it on the comment chat sections, and I'm willing to answer all the questions here. So thank you, and thanks for your attention.